Hi everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the Ask Me Anything session today. And this is a pre-bootcamp session on how you can start your journey to become an independent director. Let me know how you guys are doing in the chat box. We're here to address any sort of query that you might have before joining the bootcamp. You know, so, the bootcamp is going to be a 3-day program, and we are going to discuss how can all of you, experienced professionals, become independent directors, right? And we start tomorrow, but I wanted to come in here and address any doubt that you have. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nidhi Dayani, and I am a lawyer and a company secretary, and I have been training professionals for the last 3 to 4 years. I've trained more than 5,000 professionals, and this includes senior professionals as well. I will be conducting the boot camp along with my team members. So I just wanted to come in here, address any sort of doubt that you have. It could be about anything, right? What are the prerequisites for independent director? As I don't have financial background, but 15 to 20 years of corporate experience in real estate. Shankya, Australia. That's a great question because a lot of people struggle with what is the eligibility to become an independent director. And let me tell you, you don't need to be from a CA, a CS, or a finance background. Most people think that, but I'll tell you, as per section 149(6) of the Companies Act. Now, this is the exact law that governs who can become an independent director. It absolutely has no educational qualification requirement. You don't need to be from finance, law, CACS background. What the law is asking for is that you should have integrity and you should have professional experience. So we've had our learners who are coming from the skill arbitrage independent director program, and they've come from varied backgrounds and ultimately gotten appointments as well. So Suman Chaudhary is one of our learners who secured an appointment, but she's from an agriculture background. We also have a professor who ultimately ended up having appointment. We have people from different backgrounds who have gone ahead and secured independent director appointments. So yes, you don't need to be from a finance or law background. Nikki Chanda, experience in academia is also counted. Absolutely, yes. Santosh, what's your question? BPM, what does that mean? I'm not a professional. Will I be able to make it? Anushri Deshpande, of course, yes. As long as, see, the Companies Act gives various criterias, and if you're able to justify that criteria, you could be from any background. There are people as young as 27 years old and as old as 91 years old who've become independent directors and they've secured appointments. So do not worry about eligibility. We will discuss that in utmost detail in the bootcamp. So I suggest all of you not to worry about eligibility. That is great. Madha Nagurugam. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. You're saying you're working in energy efficiency, sustainability. ESG is really rewarded for, and people actually look out for people who have this background. So you're going to be a great fit. Suhas Karthik is asking within how many years can we become a director? So, Suhas, there are 3 stages. You have to first go ahead and appear for the exam. This is the IICA exam, all right? And this exam is a prerequisite before you actually can have your appointment, and it's a simple exam, right? It's conducted by the Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. So once you clear the exam, that's when you can secure the appointment, and clearing the exam can take another 2 to 3 months. It does not require a lot of preparation, very honestly, and since you have experience, that will also help you. There are some exemptions also available, but we always suggest that you appear for the exam. So yes, clearing the exam, then you must start building your brand and then secure appointments. We're going to discuss the whole strategy around this in the boot camp. So please make sure that you join at 2 p.m. tomorrow sharp. All right. Mukesh Gupta is asking, hi Nidhi, I have not gone for the ID exam yet. Whether the bootcamp is useful and can I attend? Of course, Mukesh. So we will tell you exactly how you can clear the exam, how you can secure the appointment. So everything that you need to know to become an independent director, we will tell that to you in the bootcamp. It is a 3-day program. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And we are going to discuss every single thing. In fact, let me tell you what we are promising you from the bootcamp, right? So, we will tell you how you can become an independent director, how to build your personal brand, right? What is the kind of work that is performed by independent directors? Then we will also show you what kind of earnings can you have as an independent director. We will discuss some exam questions. We'll show you some skills on how you can build your personal brand, like how to deliver a TED talk, or how to publish your book, or even how to get interviewed in podcast. So we are going to discuss all of that. We'll also show you very, very powerful networking strategies that can help you land appointments. So it's skill packed. It's going to have all explanations that you need, and that's why it is a 3-day program. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, right? It's going to be 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday, and on Monday we are going to keep it on 7 to 10 p.m. So yes, that's the plan. Jennifer is asking, what are the roles and responsibilities of an independent director? So Jennifer, you actually need to ensure corporate governance, right? And your ultimate aim is to make sure that the stakeholders are secure. So you're keeping the interest of the shareholders into notice, and corporate governance is what you need to take care of as an independent director. What is the typical salary or fees for an independent director in India? Varun Mahajan. So Varun, you can start from 25 to 50,000 per meeting, and this is basically for SME IPOs. If you are looking at a main board, then it could be around 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees, and this is a sitting fee, so you don't get salary. In fact, this is part time. So even if you have a career right now, you can definitely still become an independent director and get sitting fees. So in a year, if you're, let's say, working with one company, it translates into additional 4 to 6 lakhs rupees per company. Ideally, you can be on the board of 4 to 5 companies. That translates into additional income of 20 to 25 lakhs per annum for a part-time role that you do. So yes, it is very, very lucrative if you look at it. Is it mandatory to clear the exam for selection? Amar Mishra, yes. So there are some categories which are exempt from the exam, right? But we would still say that you should clear the exam. There are exemptions that are available to lawyers, chartered accountants, company secretaries, and cost accountants who have been in practice for 10 years. Otherwise, you have to clear the exam. That is a mandatory first step for becoming an independent director. All right. Let me see for more questions. All right. Is it mandatory? I've already answered this. Is it a permanent position? What exam needs to be completed? Anushri, so it's not a permanent position. You get an appointment for a period of 5 years in a particular company. Then you can get reappointment as well. That is for another 5 years. So your total tenure could be 5 plus 5. After that, for the same company, you need to have a cooling off period. Okay. So you can join another company. But yes, 5 years is the tenure, and you can have two back to back tenures. I hope that answers your question, Anushri. Are you a luxury in the present age of cutthroat competition? Why are there so many ID vacancies? Are there, because you see SMEs are coming up. In fact, not just SMEs, there are so many fintechs who are doing IPOs. There are REITs, and all of this showcases that yes, there is a requirement. Every listed companies need to have a mandatory requirement for independent directors, and therefore you see so many vacancies coming in. All right. I'm an ex-KPMG professional now working in a strategic management consulting with healthcare. How do you see career prospects evolving? Manas, it's going to be actually a great opportunity for you. So you see, there are so many diverse companies. Our learners have had various backgrounds. One of our learners has gone into rubber industry. Another one has gone into agriculture industry. A professor, there have been people who've gone into telecom industry. Now they've had various backgrounds. They've been hoteliers, they've been company secretaries, they have been bankers, but still so many diverse companies are there, and more companies are going public right now. Small and medium enterprises are having public listing. All of them need independent directors. So you don't necessarily need to be from that specific background to go ahead and become an independent. So let's say that you don't need a pharma background to work as an independent director in a pharma company. You could actually end up in a telecom company or an advertising company, provided that company is public, right? So that's that. I hope that answers your query as well. Okay, let me look at the next question. I hope that answers your question, Manas Tripathi. When are the exam held? Naresh, so exam is online. You can schedule it at any time. So we'll tell you the schedule also. It's online, so you can take it from your laptop, and there are 2 slots available in a day. We'll discuss more details in the boot camp. But yes, so there is no specific schedule. You choose your schedule. Alka Bansal, absolutely, you can become an independent director without quitting your job, because an independent director position is a part-time position, and you're not on salary. You get a sitting fees. So very well, you can continue your full-time job and still become an independent director, right? Section 165 of the Companies Act actually permits this, that a professional can serve up to 7 listed companies. So even if you're working full time somewhere, yes, you can go ahead and be at a board of 7 different companies, not just one. I hope that answers your question, Alka. Okay. I'm in a production specialist with 21 years. Himanshu, you should definitely go for independent directorship. So we will discuss every detail in the bootcamp. I'm just here to clarify our doubts about eligibility, etc. But I will give you a 6-month step-by-step roadmap. Now, what is it that you exactly need to do? What is the strategy? How to network? How to build your brand? How to secure your first appointment? Every single thing is going to be discussed in the 3-day bootcamp that you're going to have. So make sure that you're attending this live, because recording of the bootcamp will not be available. Okay. It is a live program, and it's 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on the weekend. Monday it is 7 to 10 p.m. So don't miss this one out. All right. Uh, Arifat Tahir, what's your question? Please tell me. What is the fees payable for the exam? So IIC exam fees is not a lot, honestly. It's around 5,000 rupees, plus you have to pay 18% GST, and with that you can appear for the exam. So exam fees will not take up a lot of headspace in your mind. Naresh Agrawala. How many hours on each day? All Rajesh, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday, and Monday it is 7 to 10 p.m. It is live only. All right. Hospitality professionals also can become independent directors. You know, we've had one of our very, very successful learners. His name is Steve Pereira. He's a hotelier based in Yavatmal, and he's managed hotels like the Leela, the Grand Hyatt, and he has already secured 2 independent director appointments, and he's also actually in talks with a third one. So he's doing wonderfully well. He is on the board of 2 companies, and he's working as an independent director in a company called ZTech, and another company is Sat Kartar Shopping Limited. So 2 companies already there. Hotelier, but working in tech companies as independent director. So that's inspiration for you right there, Rashmi. PhD in management with law and MBA, having 17 years of experience. Varun, that's great. Make sure you're joining the boot camp. You'll get the roadmap on how you can secure your appointments. So everybody telling me their experience, make sure that you attend the boot camp. We'll tell you how we can help. We'll give you a roadmap for different professions and what is it that you can do in your specific niche to secure appointments. Okay. All right. The bootcamp is completely free. Sabarish 7989. Can we continue to be an independent director while we continue with a government job? Pothan Kumar, you can. Rashmi, in hospitality industry, I think I already answered that. How to go ahead, we will discuss in the bootcamp. I'm just clearing your doubts. How to go ahead, I will give you an entire roadmap. So what you need to do in the next 6 months, how to build your personal brand, how to give the exam, what kind of questions are asked. We'll discuss sample questions in the bootcamp as well. And we'll show you networking with merchant bankers, how your networking with merchant bankers can ultimately help you secure appointments. All right. Surya Prakash, it's not IISC, it is IICA exam. It is Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. All right. And it is actually conducted by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs under the Government of India. That is a mandatory exam for you to go ahead and become an independent director. Like I said, there are some exemptions also available for certain categories of professionals. All right. How to register for the exam? I will go ahead and discuss this in the bootcamp. How to register, what kind of questions, what are the timings. We'll discuss everything in the bootcamp. Madharan Naguram. Okay. How to build credibility and visibility to be considered for independent director positions. Santosh, we will show you strategies in the bootcamp, so make sure you're attending it live. Role of medical doctor. Arif Arifat Tahir, we will discuss this. So everybody talking about different professions and eligibilities, don't worry, we are going to discuss this in detail in the bootcamp. Even the same answer for you, Umesh Patil, you're talking about constructions, mandatory public disclosures for the organization that I work with. Yes, you'll have to inform that you're serving as an independent director, but that is not restricted because you're going ahead and doing a part-time role. It is very well allowed under the Companies Act, so there's going to be no problem. For CA intern Ansari, there is no exemption. For a fully qualified CA, there is an exemption. Parant, yes, CAs get exemption. Anand Dugar, the total cost for appearing for the IIC exam is 5,000 rupees plus GST, and I will discuss the exam details. Rachna Tandon, I'm sorry, on Saturday and Sunday, the bootcamp is 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Recording will not be available. We cannot change the timing. Does 10th and 12th marks matter to qualify the exam with IIC? Pankaj, no, absolutely not. It's a completely MCQ online exam. Nothing too difficult about it. Roshni, I have 20 years of experience in project management. I've cleared the MC exam, but I'm not able to. There are people who have cleared the IIC exam also, but yet fail to secure appointments. And there is one specific reason for that they've not built their personal brand. Now you all might be thinking that how to get out there, how to have a presence, how to build a brand, in fact how to network with potential companies so that you can secure appointments. We are going to give you the exact strategy, and it's cutting edge. You will see that this will completely change the way you're approaching independent director appointments and how you can start securing appointments too. Recruitment professionals, that's great. Supriya, Naveen Godra, material for. So in the bootcamp, we'll give you as much material as possible. We'll share some PDFs also. There will also be giveaways. So if you attend the whole bootcamp, we will share some free giveaways for all of you as well. Umesh Patil, there is scope in construction industry. In fact, there is scope in all industries because of the growth that you're seeing, especially now because REITs, they are also having a criteria when they go and get listed. There's a very small criteria now as opposed to what was there earlier. So now when REITs are also getting listed, right, that completely helps you go ahead and get appointments in construction industries, something that did not exist a few years back, just happened in 2024. So RBI has actually enabled this, and if there is a REIT property more than 25 crores which has fractional ownership to individual investors, they will also have a requirement of having independent directors. So not just listed companies, there are more companies in need of independent directors. We'll explore everything in the bootcamp. How would we end up in our own experience company as we have experience in 6.8 years in healthcare and 6 years in MNC? So which company will I be a director? You will be a director of another company, not your own company. Okay. Ojal Sutta, 20 years of experience in IT, can also be an independent director. Yes, guys, you can be independent director if you're from marketing, operations, HR, sales, finance, CA, CS, law. Even if you've had social sector experience or your professors, academicians, researchers, anybody having this requisite experience of more than 10 years, you can definitely become an independent director. In fact, there are people who with less than 10 years of experience also who have become independent directors. So don't worry about eligibility. Nihar Majumdar, I've already answered about the IIC exam fees. Person already working somewhere, can you be an independent director? Absolutely. This is a part-time role. You can definitely take it up. It's allowed under the Companies Act. Okay, I'm from a journalism background. Guys, your background will not determine which company you will become an independent director in. I gave you examples of our learners, right? Suman Chaudhary, she got an appointment at Zapfresh. Neetu Dhulia is one of our learners. You know, she's from media background, but she's working in a rubber technology startup as an independent director. So don't think that if you're a journalist, you cannot be an independent director in a media company, or you cannot be an independent director in an agriculture or a tech company. You can be independent director of any company, and your background will not determine that. There have been various learners. So I'll tell you one of our learners. She's a professor, right? Her name is Dr. N Ganga Vidya, and she's a management professor. She ended up being an independent director of a solar company. So it's completely different but still possible, and people are already doing it. Shivananda Math, I'm 25 years of experience in alloy steels. That is great. You can do this. Supriya, yes, recruitment experience also helps. Ankita Thakkar, I'm a chartered accountant working in a manufacturing company. Great, Ankita, you will be exempt with from the IIC exam as well, but I would suggest that you still do it. Okay, then what else? I just look into the chat. Okay, IICA exam passing marks. So you need to secure 50% marks in aggregate. It's a simple exam. Anyway, it is MCQ. Raj Kishore Goswami, the bootcamp starts tomorrow. Saturday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. is the timing of the bootcamp. Sunday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And Monday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. It is a 3 day, 3 hours each day, total 9 hours free training that we are giving to you so that you can start your journey on becoming independent directors. All right, let me see. I'm also from media with 25 years of experience, worked as a senior position. Real TV. Come to the boot camp. We're going to share the roadmap. All right, as a business consultant, for which company can I become? Guys, you can become. I think we're just going ahead and asking the same questions. I just answered this that your background will not determine which company you become an independent director in, and I gave you examples of our learners. 21 years of experience, Nisha Srivastav, that is great. Rachna Tandon, public health surveillance. Yes, you can become an independent director. Does independent director appointed overseas? No, you're doing this in Indian companies, right? You're doing this for companies here. Do I need to resign from the existing director positions? No. Chandan Agrawal, this is a part-time appointment. You can become an independent director of up to 7 companies. All right. It's completely legal, allowed. How much can an independent director earn? Firdaus Sheikh, I have already answered this, but an independent director can start earning anywhere between 25 to 50,000 per sitting fees. Now, this is basically you going ahead and charging a fees for attending a meeting. Let me tell you that the meeting is not even more than 30 minutes. So it is like you're doing one meeting in one quarter, which are board meetings. Then you have committee meetings. So ultimately, you do like 10 to 15 meetings in a year for a company if you're part of committees as well. And you charge anywhere between 25 to 50,000 for SME IPOs. If you're an independent director of a company which is on the main board, then you do further. It is anywhere between 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees that you charge per meeting. So earnings can go up to 20 to 25 lakh rupees per year on the side for just doing these meetings. All you need to make sure is that you're ensuring corporate governance and keeping the interest of the stakeholders of the company. That's the job of an independent director, right? All right. Anything else that you guys want to ask? Okay, can NRIs take up the independent director exam? Yes, NRIs can also take up the independent director exam, and the Companies Act definitely permits this. This is a question from Akansha Kshatriya. So yes, Akansha, it's possible. Yes, Akansha, I just answered this. As an NRI, also you can take up this exam. Just one thing, after obtaining the ICA certificate, what is the procedure? I just answered this, that I'm going to go ahead and give the strategy. I'm not discussing the strategies right now. I wanted to come in here and clear your doubts. The boot camp is going to be all about this: how to become an independent director, what could be the earnings, how to network, how to build your personal brand, how to start doing TEDx talks, how to get your book published, be out there. Networking is very, very important, right? So, with different companies, with different merchant bankers, so that you can have a presence. Even we'll discuss what kind of questions come in the ISC exam, how to crack it. And we've developed a wonderful strategy also on how you can secure your first appointment. And in the bootcamp, we will share 6 months roadmap, how you can build your personal brand and become an independent director just in the next 6 months. What you need to do step by step, you're going to disclose everything. So all details will come. Oh, you need to attend all 3 days of the boot camp. It's a 3 day program. It's not a 1 day program. So 3 days will be in continuation. Ojal. We'll do some things on Saturday, some things on Sunday, and some things on Monday, because there is a lot of information that we want to provide to you. So make sure that you're attending all 3 days. All right. Ojal Suthar. Alok, is there any one of you to go through when is the exam? So we will go ahead and discuss exam in much detail in the bootcamp, Alok, but the exam is online. So you can schedule it from the ISCA website. We'll show you how you can register yourself, when to schedule. There are 2 slots also. So it's a pretty simple process. We will discuss it in the bootcamp. Don't worry. All right, what will be the next step after clearing? You need to start working on your personal brand, start networking. Strategies around that we will discuss. This is B. Uh, Kanurvashini. I hope I'm getting it right. Schedule Aniket Wag, you can schedule it. It's online, so you can give it per your schedule, right? There is no fixed date of the exam. Will you help prepare for the exam? Kaneez, absolutely. We're going to give you strategies in the boot camp. So make sure you're attending. Boot camp starts tomorrow. Who is that? Bomu Thai Krishna. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. The date is 28, 29, and 30th of March. Make sure you're attending it live. All right. Do we get a certificate after the exam? Yes, you get a certificate after the exam. A lot of you are asking about the courses also. We'll discuss this in the bootcamp as well. Sija Sarat. Yes, Sija, you are eligible because independent directorship is a part-time commitment. It's not a full-time commitment, and you just have to appear in board meetings and committee meetings. So don't worry about that. Can we decide the industry? I'm not sure what your question is, Nirja. All right. Duration of the IIC exam. It's an online exam. Let me just check the exact timing. Um, it has 150 questions, MCQ questions. It's 75 minutes. All right. And you just have to give the exam for 75 minutes. That's it. It's going to have 50 questions, MCQ, and there are 2 slots. So you can appear 2 to 3 p.m. or 8 to 9 p.m., whichever you can choose. You just need to schedule it for yourself online. Okay. Recorded session will not be available if you miss the bootcamp. That's why I'm saying make sure you're attending it live. Nirja Majumdar, you cannot really select the industry you would like to join. You can try definitely, but if you want to join the rubber industry and you get an independent directorship in a media company, why would you not do that, right? So you can try definitely, it's possible, but you should be open to all types of industries. Sanjeev, you're asking about the courses. We will discuss everything in the boot camp, all right? Shankapu. Everybody is discussing their different professions and backgrounds. Do not worry. we will go ahead and discuss this in the bootcamp live. I'm just here to clear your doubts, all right? So don't worry about it. Every single doubt that you have, because this is just to make sure that you guys are well placed about the eligibility, earnings, the possibilities. Every single strategy we're going to start giving to you tomorrow. Okay? So don't worry about that. All right. Is there any other question? Okay. Is there any negative marking for the exam, Naresh Agrawala? No, Naresh. There is no negative marking in the IICA exam. It's a self-attestment test, right? So no negative marking also. All right. Any other questions that anyone has, please let me know. Is the IICA certificate valid for? Yes. Once you give the exam, you don't need to give it again. OJAL. NRI also can be take up the exam. Santosh Panda. Yes, NRIs are also eligible. One more person had asked the same question. Certificate is also live. Can we give the exam anytime? Varun Srivastav, like I said, there are 2 slots. It's a self-attestment test. You can give it on any day. There are some day. We will show you in the portal, right? You can just schedule it for yourself when you are feeling ready to appear for the exam. 2 slots are there: afternoon slot and evening slot. You can choose and give the exam. All right. In how much time you can get the exam cleared? 2 to 3 months preparation time is enough. Pooja. Ojal Suthar, I answered your question. Certificate is valid lifetime after clearing the exam. Yes, that was my answer to your question. Okay, Abhishek, not just HR professionals, we are going to help all types of professionals, because everybody, we're going to discuss eligibility and benefits that every single type of profession will have for appearing for the independent director exam. Okay, yes. Ashok Saini, yes, as a PSU. In fact, let me tell you, people who have PSU, Army, Navy, Air Force background, or even government background, you have an added advantage. Every single category has different added advantages. Everything we are going to discuss in the bootcamp. Okay. Sample questions also, Amit Kumar Kashyap, I will teach you tomorrow. What are the kind of questions that will be asked in the exam, and you will see how easy it is. But people are not doing this yet. All right. Now, I think I have gone ahead and answered all questions that were there in the chat. Make sure that you join the bootcamp tomorrow. It is starting on 28th March. It is a 3-day bootcamp. Please make sure that you attend all 3 days: Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. This was only a pre-bootcamp session. Actual bootcamp starts tomorrow. 2 p.m. sharp, I will start. It is going to be live only. Recording of the bootcamp will not be available. And make sure your schedule is clear and you're setting up a reminder so that you don't miss out. All right. What else? A person from education sector can also do this. Meghna Ahuja, I just answered this, right? Bootcamp starts 2 p.m. 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. 3 hours each day. All right. I think all questions are answered. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. I will see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. sharp. All right. Great. Thank you so much. See you all. Bye bye.